In a world increasingly defined by the sterile hum of efficiency, we find ourselves at a precipice where the soul of the machine is often sacrificed on the altar of progress. We crave the visceral, the tactile, and the emotional, yet we are constantly ushered toward a future that feels increasingly detached from the raw essence of the driving experience. But what if the future didn't have to be a compromise? What if the convergence of lightning-fast electrons and the rhythmic combustion of gasoline could create something not just faster, but more meaningful? Enter the all-new 2026 Audi 5 Rupees. This isn't just a car. It's a philosophical inquiry into the nature of power, balance, and the very definition of what it means to be an RS model in a shifting era. With 640 horsepower pulsing through its veins, it arrives in both the sleek, low-slung silhouette of the Sportback sedan and the muscular, iconic shoulders of the Avant estate. But as we peel back the layers of its carbon fiber skin and delve into its plug-in hybrid heart, we must ask the question that haunts every enthusiast's mind. Is this still a proper Audi RS, or have we traded the soul of the Predator for the cold logic of the battery? To understand where the RS5 is going, we must first ground ourselves in where it began. The RS badge has always been Audi's high-water mark, a symbol of Rennsport, or racing sport, born from the legendary Quattro that conquered the mud and gravel of the World Rally Championship. Historically, an RS model was defined by its ability to be two things at once: a brutal, all-weather weapon on the track and a sophisticated, understated companion on the daily commute. The previous generation RS5 carried this torch with a twin-turbo V6 that sang a mechanical lullaby to those who valued precision over theatrics. However, as we stand in 2026, the landscape has changed. Emissions regulations are the new gravity, and weight is the new enemy. The 2026 5 Rupees responds to these challenges not by retreating, but by evolving into a 640 horsepower behemoth that bridges the gap between the analog past and the digital future. It is a car that exists in the tension between two worlds, challenging our perceptions of what a performance vehicle should be. The design of the new RS5 is the first hint that this machine refuses to fade into the background. It is significantly wider, nearly 4 inches broader than the standard A5, giving it a stance that feels less like a car and more like a Predator crouched, ready to spring. The flared wheel arches are a direct nod to the original UR Quattro, a visual tether to the brand's heritage that reminds us that while the technology may be new, the DNA is ancient. Whether you choose the Avant or the sedan, the car possesses a muscularity that is both elegant and intimidating. The front fascia is dominated by a honeycomb grille that seems to breathe with intent, flanked by darkened matrix LED headlights that feature a checkered flag light signature, a subtle reminder of the racing pedigree that built this brand. From the side, the raked D-pillars of the Avant create a silhouette of functional beauty, while the sedan offers a more traditional, yet equally aggressive, profile. It is a masterclass in form follows function, where every vent and every curve is designed to manage the immense thermal and aerodynamic forces at play. But the true philosophy of the RS5 lies beneath the sheet metal, in its complex and controversial heart. At the center is a 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6, an engine we know and love, but one that has been pushed to its absolute limit, producing 503 horsepower on its own. This internal combustion masterpiece is now married to an electric motor integrated into the 8-speed transmission, contributing another 174 horsepower to bring the total system output to a staggering 640 horsepower and 608 pound-feet of torque. This is more power than the legendary RS6 of just a few years ago. It is a staggering figure, but it comes at a cost: weight. The 2026 5 Rupees tips the scales at over 2.3 tons. This is where the philosophical debate begins. Can a car this heavy ever truly be a proper RS? Audi's answer is not found in the weight itself, but in how that weight is managed. This car features a segment-first electromechanical torque vectoring system on the rear axle, capable of shunting up to 2000 Nm of torque between the rear wheels in just 15 milliseconds. It is a digital solution to a physical problem, using intelligence to mask mass, allowing the car to pivot into corners with a level of agility that defies the laws of physics. Consider the sensation of pilotage in this new era. It is no longer just about the mechanical connection of a steering rack, but about the predictive algorithms that understand your intent before your hands have even finished the turn. The suspension geometry has been entirely reworked, featuring stiffer bushings and a wider track that demands respect from the tarmac. When you push the RS5 into a technical series of bends, you aren't just driving a car. You are conducting an orchestra of sensors, actuators, and cooling systems that work in perfect harmony to preserve the illusion of weightlessness. This is the paradox of the modern performance car. It uses more technology to make you feel more connected. Inside, the cabin is a sanctuary of high-tech luxury, a digital stage that reflects the dual nature of the car. A massive curved display houses an 11.9-inch virtual cockpit and a 14.5-inch MMI touchscreen, while a third 10.9-inch display sits in front of the passenger. It is an environment that feels more like the cockpit of a spacecraft than a traditional automobile. Yet, amidst the sea of pixels, there are tactile reminders of the car's purpose. RS Sport seats with quilted stitching and massage functions cradle the driver, while the Alcantara-wrapped steering wheel features a dedicated boost button. Pressing this button is like waking a sleeping giant. For 10 seconds, the hybrid system gives everything it has. The exhaust valves fly open, and the car lunges forward with a violence that reminds you why the RS badge exists. It is in these moments that the weight disappears, and you are left with nothing but the pure, unadulterated sensation of speed. The duality of the RS5 is perhaps best exemplified by its electric-only range. For up to 54 miles, this 640 horsepower monster can glide in absolute silence, a ghost in the urban landscape. It is a car that can take you to work without burning a drop of fuel, and then, with a simple turn of a dial, transform into a track-focused beast. This is the new reality of the RS brand. It is no longer just about the noise of the engine or the smell of gasoline. It is about the seamless integration of technologies that were once considered mutually exclusive. The new Quattro system, now enhanced with dynamic torque control, ensures that the power is always where it needs to be, providing a level of confidence in the corners that has become the hallmark of the Audi experience. Whether you are navigating a rain-slicked mountain pass or pushing for a lap time at the Nürburgring, the RS5 feels unshakable, a testament to the engineering prowess of Audi Sport. Think about the silence of the electric motor, not as an absence of character, but as a different kind of intensity. It provides instant torque, a digital punch that fills the gaps where the turbochargers are still gathering their breath. It makes the car feel alive in a way that internal combustion alone cannot achieve in the modern world. This marriage of power sources is a reflection of our own human condition in 2026. We are biological beings living in a digital world, trying to find harmony between our primal instincts and our technological advancements. The 5 rupees doesn't ask us to choose between them, it invites us to master both. When we compare the Sportback sedan to the Avant, we see two different interpretations of the same soul. The Sportback is the athlete in a tailored suit, sleek, aerodynamic, and purposeful. It appeals to the part of us that values the tradition of the Grand Tour. The Avant, however, is the rebel. It is the wagon that refuses to be boring, the practical choice that hides a weapon within its tailgate. For many, the RS Avant is the ultimate expression of the Audi philosophy, the idea that you don't have to sacrifice your life for your passion. You can carry your gear, your family, and your dog, and still hunt down supercars on the Autobahn. So, we return to our original question. Is the 2026 Audi RS5 a proper Audi RS? If your definition of proper is rooted in the lightweight simplicity of the 1980s, then perhaps the answer is no. But if you view the RS badge as a commitment to the absolute pinnacle of what is possible in a given era, then the RS5 is more than worthy. It is a car that embraces the complexities of the modern world and masters them. It acknowledges that we are in a transition period, where the old ways are fading and the new ways are still being defined. By combining the soul of a V6 with the precision of an electric motor, Audi has created a machine that doesn't just survive in the new world, it thrives in it. It is a 640 horsepower statement that performance has no expiration date, and that the thrill of the drive is a human need that will always find a way to express itself, regardless of the medium. We often fear that as cars become more intelligent, they become less human. But the RS5 argues the opposite. It uses its intelligence to enhance the human experience, to sharpen our reflexes, and to expand the boundaries of what we thought was possible for a daily driven vehicle. In the end, the choice between the Sportback sedan and the Avant estate is more than just a preference for body style, it's a reflection of how you choose to interact with the world. The sedan is the classic choice, a sharp, focused instrument of speed. The Avant, however, remains the quintessential Audi RS, a car that refuses to choose between practicality and performance, a car that says you can have it all. As the sun sets on the era of pure internal combustion, the 2026 Audi RS5 stands as a bridge to the future, a reminder that even as the world changes, the pursuit of excellence remains constant. It is a machine of immense power, profound complexity, and undeniable soul. It is, in every sense of the word, a proper Audi RS. The weight is there, the batteries are there, and the silence is there, but so is the fire, the grip, and the relentless, intoxicating surge of 640 horsepower that reminds us why we fell in love with driving in the first place. This is the new benchmark, the new standard, and the new spirit of Rennsport. Would you like me to analyze the specific performance data of the RS5's hybrid system compared to its competitors? Translate into German language as without asking any